Welcome to the AI Campa show, AppDecoded, where we focus on apps and software. Enjoy this episode, like and subscribe. Thank you.
All right, let's talk about something I know you've dealt with, probably even this week. That feeling of communication overload, right? The emails just keep piling up and it feels like you're getting nothing done. Well, today we're going to look at a tool called Loom that's designed to fix exactly that. So let me ask you something. You ever spend like 20 minutes writing this perfectly detailed email, only to get a one-word reply that tells you they definitely didn't read past the first sentence? It's just so frustrating, and it happens all the time, especially when we're not all in the same office. And this is the culprit right here. The dreaded wall of text. We've all gotten them, and let's be honest, we've all probably sent them. It's this giant, dense block of information that, we mean well, but it just gets ignored. Our brains just aren't wired to process that much dense text at once. So let's really dig into why this is such a problem. When you're just using text, you lose so much. You lose tone, you lose context, you lose all that human nuance. Something that seems crystal clear to you when you write it can come across completely differently to the person reading it, if they even read it at all. Okay, so if the wall of text is the villain of our story, who's the hero? Well, that's where Loom steps in. It's a tool built specifically to solve this exact problem, to cut through all that noise by adding a human face, literally, back into our digital conversations. So what is it really? In a nutshell, Loom lets you record your screen and your camera at the same time. But here's the magic trick. The second you hit stop, it's ready to share with a simple link. There's no waiting for it to render or upload. It's just instant. And on top of that, it's packed with some really smart AI features. And you might be wondering, okay, but is this for me? Well, pretty much, yeah. If you ever have to explain something visually, this is for you. Think about it. Product teams giving feedback on a new design, support staff showing a customer how to fix something, teachers creating quick tutorials. Seriously, if you find yourself typing out the same instructions over and over again, this tool is aimed right at you. But look, how does this actually save you time in the real world? It's not just about hitting record. We're going to break it down into 3 core workflows. 3 simple ways you can use this, like today, to make your communication way clearer and get some time back in your day. First up, we've got what I like to call the one-take explainer. This is your new best friend. It's the perfect replacement for that long daily update email or that quick how-to message. The whole point is to be fast, personal, and super efficient. And check out how simple it is. You just hit record and your little camera bubble pops up in the corner. Then you just talk through what's on your screen. Here's the title, here are the steps, and here's the result. If you lose your train of thought for a second, no big deal, just hit pause. When you're done, you can quickly change the title and even add a button that links somewhere. That's it. Now here's the payoff. This little trick can completely get rid of a quick 15-minute meeting or a giant email chain. And that little camera bubble with your face, it's not just for looks. It adds a personal touch that actually helps build trust and a real connection with your team or your clients. It's a small thing that makes a big difference. All right, let's move on to workflow number 2, giving feedback. This is a big one. Whether you're looking at a design, a document, or a chunk of code, typing out your thoughts is slow and it's often really unclear. With Loom, you just pull up the file, hit record, and start talking. As you talk, you use your mouse to point and highlight exactly what you're referring to. That right there is the superpower, perfect context. And once you're done, people can leave time-stamped comments, so the whole conversation is tied to the exact moment you're talking about. So the win here is huge. First, it's just so much faster than typing everything out. And second, the feedback you give is incredibly precise because it's linked to a visual and a timestamp. No more guessing games about which blue button that someone was talking about in an email. It's all right there. Okay, our third workflow is all about the polish. This is how you take that quick, off-the-cuff recording and, in just a couple of minutes, make it look professional enough to share with absolutely anyone, using Loom's built-in AI and editing tools. So once your video is recorded, you can literally click one button and have AI generate a title and a bulleted summary. Need to cut out that awkward cough at the start? The trim tool makes it a breeze. Got some sensitive client info on the screen? Just use the blur tool to hide it. And of course, you have total control over who gets to see the video. The big takeaway here is speed and control. You can go from a rough recording to a polished, searchable video in less than a minute. It's clean, it's easy for people to find later, and you never have to worry about private information getting out. It turns a simple recording into a valuable, long-lasting asset. So we've seen how you can use it, but what about the nitty-gritty details? Let's quickly run through the stuff you really need to know: performance, privacy, and of course, the price. So, a few things to keep in mind. The performance is really solid, but pro tip, if you're going to record something long, use the desktop app. It's just a bit more reliable. The learning curve, it's basically flat. You'll figure it out in minutes. And here's some advice. Just like with emails, shorter is almost always better. Try to keep your videos under 5 minutes to keep people engaged. Now, what about the cost? Well, the pricing is actually pretty friendly. The free tier gives you a lot to work with, especially for just short, quick videos. But if you want the really powerful stuff, like longer recording times, all the advanced AI features, custom branding, and tighter privacy controls, that's where the paid plans come in. And this, right here, this is where it all clicks. This is the so what. Think about it. A single 3-minute video can completely eliminate a 15-minute meeting. Now imagine that for not just you, but for the 3, 4, or 5 other people who would have been in that meeting. When you scale that up across a whole team for a whole week, the time savings are just massive. So, we've broken it all down. What's the final call? Should you actually be using this tool? Let's get to the verdict. The final score is a really solid 4.4 out of 5 stars. And honestly, the reason it scores so high is because it's just so simple and so effective. It absolutely nails that core job of record and share better than almost anything else out there. So here's the bottom line. You should, for sure, use Loom if you want to make quick, personal videos for your team or clients, and if you just want something that works with a simple record and share flow. But if you need a professional video editor with fancy transitions and custom overlays, this isn't it. Or if your company has super strict rules about data being stored only on your own private servers, then you might need a different solution. And that's a wrap. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What is the one thing, that one process at your job that you find yourself explaining over and over again in those long, long emails? Because whatever just popped into your head, that's probably the perfect thing to make your first Loom about. Thanks for tuning in.